The liver is an accessory digestive organ located in the right upper quadrant of the abdomen. It is the largest internal organ, weighing about 2 to 4 pounds. The liver consists of 4 lobes, the right lobe being the largest, the left lobe, the quadrate lobe, and the caudate lobe. The liver processes digestive material from the vessels that return blood from the intestines. The liver plays a major role in transporting nutrients into the bloodstream and storing them in the liver tissue. The liver produces blood plasma as well and detoxifies material that may be harmful within the body. The liver secretes bile, which is a yellowish green alkaline fluid that consists mainly of water, bicarbonate ions, bile salts, which are formed from cholesterol, bile pigments, cholesterol, lecithin, and mucin. The liver produces about 0.5 to 2 liters per day of bile. Inferior and attached to the liver is the gallbladder. It is a sac-like organ that stores, concentrates, and releases bile that the liver produces. The gallbladder has 3 tunics, which are an inner mucosa, a middle muscularis, and an external serosa. The mucosa is thrown into folds that allow bloating and swelling of the wall while the gallbladder is being filled with bile. The concentrated bile is then moved from the gallbladder through the cystic duct and then the common bile through the hepatopancreatic duct ampulla into the duodenum.
The stomach is about the size of 2 closed fists. It is located inferior to the diaphragm and lateral to the liver on the left side of the abdominal cavity. The stomach forms part of the GI tract between the esophagus and the duodenum, the first section of the small intestine. The wall of the stomach contains several layers of epithelium, smooth muscles, nerves, and blood vessels. The innermost layer of the stomach is made of epithelium containing many invaginations known as gastric pits. The cells of the gastric pits produce gastric juice, an acidic mixture of mucus, enzyme, and hydrochloric acid. The hollow portion of the stomach serves as a storage vessel for food before it moves on to the intestines to be further digested and absorbed. At the inferior end of the stomach is a band of smooth muscle called the pyloric sphincter. The pyloric sphincter opens and closes to regulate the flow of food into the duodenum. The pancreas is a 6-inch long heterocrine gland, which means that it has both endocrine and exocrine gland functions. It is located inferior to the stomach and surrounded by the duodenum on its medial end. This organ extends laterally from the duodenum toward the left side of the abdominal cavity, where it tapers to a point. Small masses of endocrine cells known as pancreatic islet makes up about 1% of the pancreas and produce the hormones insulin and glucagon to regulate glucose homeostasis in the bloodstream. The other 99% of the pancreas contains exocrine cells that produce powerful enzymes that are excreted into the duodenum during digestion. These enzymes, together with water and sodium bicarbonate secreted from the pancreas, are known as pancreatic juice.
The stomach connects into the first part of the small intestine called the duodenum. In the small intestine is where the nutrients from the food will be absorbed and released into the blood. As the acidic chyme is entering the small intestine, the duodenum will release a molecule called bicarbonate to neutralize the acids in the chyme, which will prevent damage to the small intestine. The chyme now passes into the second part of the small intestine called the jejunum, which is where most of the nutrients are absorbed into the bloodstream. And now to the final part of the small intestine called the ileum, which is where the remaining nutrients are absorbed, which brings us to the large intestine. There are 3 main parts: the ascending colon, which is where the chyme will move up on the right side of the body, the transverse colon, which moves the chyme from the right side to the left side of the body, and the descending colon. The chyme is traveling through the 3 parts of the large intestine, and moisture is extracted before the chyme leaves the body. As the waste nears the exit, it is temporarily stored in the rectum before it is expelled from the body. In the large intestine is where helpful bacteria is housed, where it will assist in digestion as well as the release of any vitamins that is part of our nutrition. The appendix, where the beneficial bacteria is stored, is where the bacteria survives in the large intestine. The feces is then excreted through the anus, which is a ring of muscle that opens to let the waste out into the toilet.